All right, ladies, thank you so much for taking the time out tonight. And this has been so fun. I'm actually missing basketball games again tonight because I was like, I want to be with these girls. So I've been to a ton of them, a ton of them. So getting to spend time with you guys as we navigate all of this together. And I have got a laundry list of stuff for you. But as Dana and I were talking, it has been fun to just kind of talk about how we can come alongside you guys. And our goal is to teach you how to fish, right? If you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach a man to fish, right? And so even coming up with that scavenger hunt of you getting in and you doing it. And if you run into problems, helping each other out. I have loved watching Team Sparkle and people posting comments on there and questions on there. And your sisterhood is coming alongside you. I called a gal I'd never even met before and walked her through something a week or so ago, and somebody else has been doing that for one of y'all too. So that's what that Team Sparkle group is for. Should you not be able to get a hold of your direct upline or Dana or me or the Jill's Team Sparkle, that kind of that thread starts to get pretty muddy pretty quick. But jumping over and post it on Team Sparkle to feel like it's your team group. And that's what JK told us from the very get-go. She's like, this is not my team, this is our team, and coming alongside each other. And just to see the Premier Sisterhood continuing as people are just helping each other. And when you have a question, there's somebody somewhere who knows the answer in one of these 4 time zones that we're working in. So anyway, so as Dean and I came up with this, and she's like, well, Jill, what, we do the scavenger hunt and they get extra bonus points. And then what if we did like a little during the live Zoom session? So kind of like, not, the purse game that we all played. I'm not going to make you go get your purse and dig stuff out, but think about kind of the purse game, but as it relates to Park Lane. So the first person with their hands up, and I'm going to call on you, and it might be a thing where you actually get to share. And then this will get recorded, and you'll share with us what we need to do. So are we ready? So get ready to have your hand up, and then you'll unmute yourself if I call on you. So let's see. What are the hostess benefits for Park Lane? Oh, Michelle, I see your hand.
So one of the benefits is every order, it's $20 in free. If there's 10 or more orders, then it's $40 for each order.
Fantastic. And that's really, there is a bunch more, but that is the exciting portion of it. Can we all remember that? Yes. Awesome. Oh, Michelle, good job. Okay, everybody put your hands down. Someone says they want to order. What do you do? Oh, Karen Johnston, I see your hand.
Well, presuming they have a kit link, or not a kit link, rather a show link, you would encourage them to go look at the website, make their wish list based on videos. But in my case, I'd say send me your wish list and let me do my magic math, because then you're interfacing with them, you're keeping it personal, you're giving them the ability to get better prizes or better rewards and use their money more wisely. So I'm really loving the kit share. So that's how I would do it.
Fantastic. And looking at it as the beginning of a conversation. Karen, I love that. All right, everybody put your hands down. All right, put your hands down. All y'all cheaters. Evelyn Mendez, I saw you in there. No, Stacy Young, put your hand down. She's like, I know I'm going to know the answer. Stacy, your hand is still up. All right, we can't play the game show game. All right, she might have had to put a cup of coffee on there too. All right, explain the fast 50s. Oh, Brigitte, I saw your hand first.
Okay, so normally I believe a hostess has an opportunity to get 2 fast 50s, which are where either we or she pays $10 processing plus tax and gets $50, gets to choose an item up to $50 value. But like right now, I think it's up to 5 fast 50s until Wednesday.
Yes, and they did 5 Fast 50s for $40. So I did my first
Oh,
Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, for 40, I know. So I did my first Facebook show this weekend where I wasn't the hostess, and lots of lessons learned, which I'll share with y'all here right now. We'll just take a little training moment out. Y'all, this is going to be not a game, but it's about numbers. So we had spoken on the phone. She was my college roommate my freshman year at the academy. So it was so fun to reconnect with her. And I had said, hey, try to get 40 people in your group. Well, she had 15, of which she was one, I was one. So now 13 people in the group, of which 4 people watched the live, and she was one. So 3 people watched the live. 2 people turned in wish list, and they both ordered. That a different person booked a party, and she's been reaching out to other people to get orders. And then my mom saw the little video I did yesterday, and she calls me last night. Jill, I want to spend $100. What should I get? She was so sweet. So I put that order in on Tracy's show to bump her over the $300. So this is going to be definitely coaching those hostesses. They're going to need the numbers in that group. That's just the way it's going to be. And so I kind of felt bad that I didn't really, Tracy, we really need, let me help you brainstorm. Who are people you can invite? Kind of thing. And I did not do a good job of that. So I was bad stylist. So all those things that we know from Premiere, don't throw those out. Premiere is gone. How to Hostess Coach is not gone. It works. All righty. Next question. Okay, here we go. All right, Johnson, put your hand down. Black, put your hand down. Oh, you guys are so cheaters. Brigitte ran to the bathroom. Oh, there she goes. Okay, what's one thing you must make sure of before you share a cart? Anne-Marie, I saw your hand.
That you rename it, because otherwise you just have a bunch of carts with numerical order and you don't remember who you built it for.
Yes. And lesson learned the hard way. Make sure when you look in the top left corner, it says whose show you're shopping on. So those are 2 very critical pieces of the puzzle on that. To the point, I don't think I'm going to do 2 Facebook parties for different people at the same time for a couple more months. Like, I need to get my legs under me. Now I've done a launch party in addition to a Facebook party, but not, yeah, note to self. All right, how about, let's see, we've got time for like 3 more. Oh, this is a good one. What is RRC? Kelly, I see that hand.
That is our Rich Rewards Club. It's really, really awesome. They've, 4 or 5 different levels of jewelry that we can win based on our sales. And it goes every single month. And we can pretty much all participate every week.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, put your hands down. This is like the most interactive Zoom we've ever had. We're going to do this way more often. All right, what is level 1 of the Rich Rewards Club? Stacy, I see your hand.
Okay, so level 1 is 1,000 in sales net non.
In what time period?
Oh, I don't know the name of it, but it's within your the first 5 weeks as a new stylist.
No, oh, you're so close. I already put your ticket in, so you got it's buried in there now. Okay. Somebody help her out. Phone a friend. Just unmute yourself.
It's within 2-week period.
Within a 2-week period.
Okay.
All right. So the savvy stylist will always have a show or 2 in that first 2-week period of every month. Why not, right? And that's one of the things you can, for your accountability, if you can't find 2 other people to host shows in that 2-week period, you're hosting the show. And that's what I mean, it's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work to like remind and invite and all of that. And so that was something that when I was really building my Premiere business, that if I didn't have the number of shows I wanted in a month, guess who was on call? So at least now I don't have to clean my house. So
Can I share something real quick, Jill?
yes, go ahead, Sadie.
So I was listening to something, I don't know where it was. I feel like I've just videoed out, but I have a goal to hit 25 Sparkle boxes, because Sparkle boxes count for a Rich Rewards Club. If you have 25 of the 2, then you've already hit the first level on the first day of the month.
Ooh.
Yeah, ooh, exactly. So
Wow.
this is so fun to figure out the strategy behind all of this. Karen Johnston.
I had heard 40 Sparkle boxes on something read, could be totally wrong. Is it based on whether it's their low or their high value? Anyone? I could be wrong. I like 25 better.
It's just the retail. So what I did is I divided it by 40, which is the higher amount. So it's about 25, 26 boxes. That's if they're the double item subscriber. So if I have somebody that just subscribes 1, that'll increase it.
Okay.
All right. Couple more here. Put your hands down. Okay. What 3 groups should you be a member of on Facebook? Griselda.
The graphic group, Team Sparkle, and community.
Yay! Is anybody not a member of all of those groups? Y'all, I was walking the dog this morning, and I tell you that it goes, all those videos of all their top people just training, just boom, next. Oh my gosh, to hear them talking about, and y'all, like, just to be reminded, we really need to, when you're doing your Facebook live shows, gosh, one of the gals, Werner, Werner, in the stylist community group, that's where they do their trainings. Their top gals are training in there every week. And she's like, we've got to sell the benefits. Like, why would you want to wear jewelry versus, and I'm guilty of this too. Look at my cute earrings. Oh, those are great. Okay, look at my cute ring. Look how cute it is. Why would you want to wear earrings? Well, I'm just on Zoom all day. Well, y'all, 2021, Mary Grace, she calls it More Than a Minute with Mary Grace, just did the top 5 looks for 2021, y'all. Oh my goodness, like in 6 minutes. And one of them is statement earrings, because we're all moving everything to Zoom. So that was a really good training. Okay. Oh, a couple more. No, I don't know. All right. Where can you go to find out the latest and greatest information about all these promotions and specials Park Lane is running? Ooh, I saw Kathy and Kelly.
The Loop.
The Loop. All right, for a little bonus, Elena Fisher, where do we find the Loop? You don't know?
No, I can't unmute myself. I just couldn't unmute myself on your rep page. And then they also email you the Loop.
The Loop, that keeps you in the loop. And that's where, even thinking of all these things that are on sale and whatnot, and that even when it comes time to do an in real life show, I'm bringing my tablet with me for sure, just to make sure she's getting the latest and greatest.
I also wanted to add, I had 2 shows yesterday. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I had 2 shows yesterday, and in between my shows, I was listening to Tish, who was doing her show, because, after the first show, I did really well in the first one, and then I got all excited, and I completely forgot everything by the time the second one. So I had 2 hours in between, and I listened to Tish, like rewinding and listening again, listening again.
Was it the one where she talks about how to have a great Facebook party?
Yes, it was really helpful.
It's the one I almost died on the treadmill. Notes. I wished I'd had a picture of myself. All right. Well, we're going to have opportunities to win some more tickets here, but So I have been working with a personal coach. I'm so excited about that. Her name is Allison Mitchell, which that name might ring a bell for some of you. She was a 7-diamond designer in Premier and has decided to start a personal coaching business. And she was an accountability partner of mine for, oh my gosh, a year and a half, 2 years. And so I've agreed to be her guinea pig. And she called me this morning. She's like, so your convention's this week, right? I'm like, yes. This is while I'm walking the dog. She's like, Jill, I got some stuff you need to do. And I'm like, okay. But I don't even have my phone. Well, I did have my phone with me. I'm like, I'm the dog. Give me 3 minutes. I'll get home in front of my computer. And here's what we're going to do. So here is the question that I have for you. And I'm going to pose this same question to you because you guys, I'm looking at this Sparkle convention in a whole different light and intensity. She asked me, what 10 things do I want to be able to say on Saturday? And I'm going to challenge you to write at least 5, if not 10, and to write them in a way that they've already happened. I watched all the segments by Saturday night. So we've got conference on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There, if you register for Sparkle, you'll get access to the replays. And that registration is open until this Wednesday at noon. I think Jaybo said this Wednesday at noon, that $59 for over 6 hours of training, y'all. And really, I think that $59 is just for you to put some skin in the game so you actually do it. Like, oh man, I spent $59. I better listen to it. But I want you to think of 5 to 10 things that you want to be able to say on Saturday. Here's some that I did, and start writing if your ideas are coming. I watched all the segments. So now there's a couple. I had already planned a spring sports track meeting for Thursday. So I'm going to have to catch the replay on half of that meeting. Number 2, I prayed for you guys by name every day. That is going on my list of things to do. I met with my team on Zoom after each segment. So you could say I jumped on with the team. I wanted to say 100% of my team registered for Sparkle, but I've revised that to say I've at least reached out to 100% of my team and I've found out why they're not doing Sparkle. So my goal is to have 50% of you on our team Zooms right after. I personally message 10 people a day as far as customers. Hey, I saw this and thought of you. I did a 1-minute video for my team every morning. Oh, talk about accountability. I posted in my VIP group every day. I prayed for wisdom every day. I'm just going to give you a few minutes here. So the key is to write it down like it's already happened. We are moving forward in confidence here. And then I want you to decide which is the one thing you put on the list that you think is going to help make the rest of it happen? What is like if all of it falls to pieces, what's the one thing that you really think is going to help the rest of that list happen?
So Jill, this is Stacey.
Yeah.
So for me, because I do work full time, so what I did that's going to help me is that I already blocked it off on my work calendar, so I wouldn't book any meetings over that time period.
Oh, fantastic. That's brilliant. Or for those, I realize a 2 o'clock start time on the West Coast, like that's smack dab in the middle of your day, but you can put it in the evenings that I'm going to watch the replay that night. So day by day, so you can digest it. You're not trying to digest 6 hours. Kelly, did you have a question? Or are you just practicing raising your hand?
I was just gonna kind of piggy off that. I had some things on my list. I thought you were answering those. So.
No, good. Go ahead, sweetie. Go ahead.
So my dad's a pastor, right? And so even when you go to church, like basically all your life, something that I've tried to do is whenever I go to any service or listen to anything, I always try to find 2 things. And then I've been implementing that in my business. So where no matter what I'm listening to, if it's a sermon or podcast or business related, I always try to find something inspirational to kind of help motivate, and then something I can utilize. So what's not just sitting there to listen, but actively listening to something I can use to help motivate my business. And whether I do it with, sermons or podcasts or business training, I found out like over all these years, I've been able to retain those things and utilize them in other businesses that I've had or other events that I've done. And then that way it's constantly just sitting in the back of my mind and just, it's fermented. It's just like cemented up in there. So.
I love that. Matt and I, we sat down. Okay. So then the next thing I want you to do is your BDA. B stands for before. D stands for during. What do you think A stands for? After. Oh, that was cute. I wish I had a video of that. So what are some things you can do before Sparkle that's going to help all these things that you wrote down take place? So my husband and I sat down with the calendar. Who's going where, who's picking up who, whatnot, who's on for dinner, kind of thing. And I said to him, I said, if they had an in-person convention, I would be there. So anything I can do in the next 3 days, honestly, is bonus. And I wish I had known before I put that stinking meeting on the calendar. But it's okay. I'm right there with you. So what are some other things that you can be doing beforehand to make those 5 to 10 things that you wanted to have happen? Allison, one of her suggestions was getting your kids in on it. So letting them know, why are you doing this? Why is mom going to take 6 hours out in the next 3 days? To letting your husband in on that. Ladies, you know how to sell him on anything. So use your wiles if you need to. Why, getting the grandkids in on it, Kim, like what is the purpose of that? And she's like, you even giving them jobs. Ellie, you're in charge of making sure mommy did her morning video for her team, or for her daily. Lily, you're in charge of my daily Facebook post. Then during, what are some things you can be doing during to make sure that this happens? And then after, what are you things you can do after to make sure that these things happen? There is something magical about being intentional, and it's the aim for the moon, you land in the stars, girls. Or aim for the stars, land on the moon. I can't ever remember. The stars are way farther than the moon, so I know. Anyway, but writing down goals, being intentional, you know where you're aiming for. Otherwise, you never know when you get there. And I think that's one of the things for anyone who's a little tendency to workaholism. You never know when you're done working if you haven't written those down. You never know when enough is enough. And even as I've started putting things on my calendar, y'all, I haven't had shows on my calendar since May, maybe. I don't know that I did 3 all of last year. And so now I'm not falling prey to the fact, Jill, you're not going to do 3 parties in a weekend. No. You don't want your family to hate this. You don't want to hate this. Like, all those things don't throw out all of the training and everything that we knew from before on how to apply this as we're staring at a blank calendar. Anyway, so I just really wanted you guys to take some time to put that to paper. Does anybody want to share? We got some time here. Who wants to share one of their 5 to 10 things? Go for it, Connie. I see that hand. Kathy, you're next.
Okay, I just have a question about something that happened when I was submitting a party order, and can wait till the end, but I just was wondering if anybody else can I.
We'll have time for questions at the end. I promise. Okay. Kathy, then Anne-Marie.
My 5 things that I put. One of them is praying for the team. And I think if I do that then I'll do the other things will come, you know, watching all the segments or personally messaging 10 customers or meeting with the team after the segment. You know, those things will come if I'm in prayer on it. So
Thanks. Anne-Marie.
So I listened, J-Bo went live in the community page today and I heard it and I loved what she said. And so I started making calls to book my 8 so that I could be great, because she had talked about that. I love that. It kind of keeps a ring in your ear and kind of keeps you going. So I started making calls. I'm going to book those 8. And one of those will be my reveal. So I've already got one done. See?
Yay! Stacy, I see your hand.
Okay.
Jill,
so-
you sound really far away.
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Your
Jill,
microphone's wonky now.
This laptop, it just got worse, huh?
Yeah.
Or somebody walked in with Bluetooth headphones that's connected to your laptop.
that's true. So I really liked what Jill had said about the praying for the group. But I think for me, one of the things that I really want to do is pull out for each session one thing that I know for sure that I'm definitely going to implement without any excuses or, you know, making it too elaborate. So just picking out one thing that I know that I'm definitely going to do. And then the other thing is to really learn to network within this group. In terms of, you know, either being prayer buddies or, you know, cheerleaders. So just really to make deeper relationships within this group.
Alicia, then Margaret, you're next.
Okay, mine's a little bit more simple as far as just preparing for before. I want to make sure that we have meals prepped at the first of the week so that it's just leftovers at the end of the week, and I'm putting hubby in charge of heating up leftovers. So that way I'm not distracted by anything.
That is brilliant. I've got 3 crock pot dinners lined up. Margaret, and then Griselda. You're on mute, honey.
Okay, the wrong button. Okay, speaking of community, today when I was trying to ask the question that I asked earlier before this group started, I need to know who are the list of people that I could reach out to, because we see each other on the Zoom, but you, the leaders, know who they are, but we don't know who they are. So then I could get an accountability partner, which I'm looking at one that I helped out the other day that maybe she and I could be an accountability, you know, partner.
I love that. Put in the chat if you'd want to be someone that people reach out to.
Okay.
I'm in, Margaret.
Okay, Connie, thank you.
Griselda.
I am a note taker. So I'm going to be prepared with notebook, pen, you know, anything that is going to keep me focused to take good notes during the segments, because I'm an old-fashioned kind of girl. I'm old school. I like to write down and go back and look and reread. So that's going to be one of mine, to take really good notes to stay focused and just pay attention to the segments.
One of my favorite rally tips, is it still really terrible audio, or can y'all hear me now? Okay.
Still struggling.
Oh my goodness. Is to save the front page of your notebook. That's your like immediate action items. Like the first couple pages, and take notes in the back. And then when something hits you, I would flip back to the beginning. This is must implement, do not pass go right now. Kelly.
I know this is a big one for me because I've got kids, little kids. In addition to taking the notes, I'm gonna make sure I don't have any other thing that's gonna distract me. So no, because we'll get on like, oh well, I could call somebody or I can text them really quick, and then I end up missing something else, and I'm like, don't do that. Just focus and maybe like you said, write it on a don't pass go, but like write it to the side. Okay, call so and so, and then back to the note taking because I get distracted and I get excited.
I hear you. I hear you, Shelly.
Okay, so for me, show up early because the Zoom can be difficult sometimes to get in. So just to make sure that it's not a big rush or we don't miss the beginning of everything. But I have a question from ignorance, just because I'm like a newbie here. With the new jewelry that's going to be presented, how do we do a reveal if we don't have the jewelry?
Anybody want to take that since my audio is so awful?
It's back now.
You're back.
Oh, it's back. Oh, goodness. Heaven, who prayed for me? Kathy, thank you. You know, Shelly, here's my theory is our website is so beautiful. Just drive them to the website. I'm sure there's going to be some fantastic customer special. Maybe don't do your launch party or your reveal party till you have some jewelry in your hands, but to not feel like you have to have a ton of it. That or to feel like you have to have any of it. Y'all just drive them to that website. Like, it is so fantastic. Margaret, do you have an idea? A question?
Okay. Speaking of no jewelry, for Premiere a long time ago, I saw this one lady. She had taken the catalog and she had cut out the pieces of jewelry and she did like a blingo and she showed it. And actually the jewelry looked better without the real jewelry. Sometimes that's so.
The camera.
Ladies, utilize this catalog since it's going to be defunct anyway. That's my 2 cents.
I love it. Christy, and then Kim.
You're not, we can't hear you, Christy.
Oh, we still can't hear you, honey.
We can't hear you, baby.
I'm sorry.
It's probably her headphones.
Oh, unplug your headphones.
Now
unmute yourself. Two words. First word sounds like.
¿Puedes oír ahora? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
See? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
What I would say, Shelly, is, oh my God, the new jewelry. Can you check out my site and give me some ideas which ones I need to get? And let them let you know from there. But it's all in that attitude of excitement. And that shopping cart worked for you today, right, girlfriend? You're welcome.
I love our sister-in-law. Christy, that was worth the wait, right? Why didn't I think of that? That's brilliant. What are the top 5? Yeah, here's what I love about 5 is that's a pretty manageable cart for a lot of people. Like, oh, $125? Okay. I get 5 pieces of jewelry? Okay. What's your top 5? Oh my gosh. And then do a drawing for something. Do a drawing for a piece of retired jewelry that you have, because I know you got some. Right? Use all that retired jewelry, and once a week you're going to do a drawing for one of those pieces. Let me think. I think I have enough for about 15 weeks, ladies. 15 weeks. So it's a win-win. See, look, God just provided in advance manna that lasted for 15 weeks. All right, you guys. Well, let's move in. So if you didn't get a chance to get 10, and what Allison, she's like, you start hitting 6 or 7, it's going to start getting hard. And that really, like, helping you dig deep, helping you really think about these next 3 days. Y'all, this is rally. Think about the lead up we used to have for rallies. Oh my gosh, I packed 2 weeks ahead of time. The amount of time I spent picking out jewelry is less than the time we've spent on this Zoom call. Or is more than the time we've spent on the Zoom call. So, all right, all of this to say, and Connie, I'm going to get to your question right here at the end here. If you have not registered for Sparkle, we are not, when I checked this morning, we weren't even at 50%. So I'm hoping that has bumped up. If you have somebody underneath you, please reach out to them and encourage them as well. We're going to jump on Zoom right here, right after each of those sessions, and kind of share what inspired you, what was your major takeaway. Plan on like 20, I really want to keep it to 20 minutes because I know we'll have already sat and watched a video for 2 hours. Those of you, for whatever reason, cannot make the live, I'm going to throw it in our Jill's Team Sparkle. We're jumping on Zoom now. So be paying attention. They said, Wednesday's first session should be about 2 hours, Thursday's about 2 hours, Friday's about 90 minutes. So 6 o'clock, 5:30 Central Time. But I will post in the Jill's Team Sparkle thread to let you know. JK wants the week after Sparkle. That is our new launch week. So if you have not launched your business yet, and for those of us who already did, we're going to have new jewelry as well. So to be sure to plan another reveal party if you've already had a launch party in there. And that Rich Rewards Club level 1, y'all, every scavenger hunt that I've seen, it's been at least $1,000 retail has been your goal. Let's get it the first 2 weeks of the month. Then you get the extra $250 every month in free jewelry so that you're not reinvesting profit into free jewelry. I love that today. All right. If you've already registered for Sparkle, you should have gotten an email today. And it was a little weird. I was like, register, I already registered, but you click the blue button and it wants your name and your email again. So, and then make sure I'm so excited about the social media training we're going to be getting. That right there is probably worth the $59. Print it out. They had a 3-page handout for us to print out and be ready to go on, I hope it's on Thursday's social media spotlight. All right. So we got a few minutes left here for questions and randomness of that. And Connie, you get the floor, sister.
Okay, thank you. So I submitted Thursday morning my first non-me show where the hostess got hostess rewards.
Okay.
So it was my cousin, and she ended up with 5 orders, so she got $100 in credit. And then I wanted to give her $50 in credit for the $10. So I was going to, I got all that up. She set up, we entered everything, and it said minimum payment required, $66. What was that? Because I ended up doing the bulk cart thing, and it never gave me a total for her order. But I wanted to put in $10 on my card because I was paying for the $10, and it charged me $54 on bulk. And I can't figure out why it would not give me the proper total for her component. And it split.
So I think in the past they might have been able to do like a split order thing. Ignore that now. But there, when you go down to pay, there's a bulk order, which my dogs are barking at your dogs. Can you hear that?
Okay, yeah.
So there's a bulk order, which means it's going to go in that last page and you're going to put your credit card in on it. So like you're the hostess. Or there's a share where you
and that's
can
what I did.
Okay.
I did the share in it. And it asked me, how much do you want to put in the bulk credit card? And I put $10.
So
and
So I
all of
think
a
it's
sudden, okay, go ahead.
right. Well, I think because I was looking at that too, because I want to cover $10 of that for her. And it was, hang on. I don't want to share my screen because you guys will have a panic attack at everything that's open here. But let me just go in and look real quick. So if you go to that, the 5th page under that hostess, you should be able to see what the totals are for each person.
Right. But the total on that page is different than what it was telling me when I entered Christina's credit card by 40 some odd dollars.
Okay.
So I'm reading what it's telling me she owes. I charged that to her card, and then it's like, oh, there's $54 that you need to pay. Well, where did that 44 come from? Because I agreed to pay 10.
So when you click
and
on
I
the
don't know what I
payment
did wrong.
Okay. When you click on the under the payment method of the hostess and click both, the person's credit card, they're assuming you're going to enter the hostess's credit card, and it's going to say, how much would you like to pay on the above credit card? So that's going to be her, which her total should be down in the shipping type. It'll say minimum amount due. Oh, no, no, I'm sorry.
And
total,
that was what I put in.
You mean total due or minimum amount due?
I never got a total due. I only got a minimum amount due.
If you look in that shipping type box, it's right above the payment box. It's going to be sales tax, insurance, and shipping. Then subtotal, total due, and then that minimum amount, which is so they just need to update that. Come on, there is a total due, and that minimum amount due is half. So I'm wondering if that was the mix-up. You put that minimum amount in there.
That might have been it.
I'm sorry, honey. As we learn how to drive this new car.
I know. I'll pay attention on tonight's closing.
All right, I see lots of hands. I'm going to start with Kim Banton.
On that same note with the hostesses, is there, because we're entering in the hostesses information, and I had a hostess who wanted to place an order to get her to the 300. So I have to do all that manually to figure out the best thing for that, and then the best ones to put in on our hostess show. There's no way of, because I can't get the hostess, so you have to do it manually.
Well, because you're going to enter in an order for her, and then so she just gave you a lump of stuff and said, here, put some of it on an order and put some of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, the other question I have with that, is there a way to send, in other words, when you're on that hostess order, you need to get their actual credit card number. You can't send that back to them to input all that, correct? Like in card share?
Right. Does anyone know that? I have not got that far yet. I haven't closed the show with her yet.
Okay, I'm assuming we just need to get her information. Because I was thinking with the card share, everything is kept confidential. I don't have any information. I don't have to tear pieces of paper up. But with the hostess order, I have to physically get her information. Is that correct? There's no way of sending it back to her.
Let me follow up on that. If nobody else knows, I will follow up on that, because that is really, you would think they figured out share cart, like.
Right. You would think there would be a way to, now can I send this back? I didn't see anything. I kept looking and looking, and I'm like, darn, I get the having to do it manually. She sent me 8 items. And I'm like, okay, which 3 do I want to go here? Okay, I want 60 so I can get this. I'll take the most expensive for this, and I was able to work it out within $1, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. It's been an hour and a half. I'm not spending any more time on this. But so it's just manual on their orders, and then, like I said, how do we? Yeah. Okay, that was my question.
I'll find that out for you. Sure. Shelly, I see your hand. Oh, nope. Christy, how about you? If you don't have a question, put your hand down. Kathy, do you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. So when I do cart share with somebody and they make edits to it, it doesn't come back into my area with the edits, right? I have to have them tell me what the edits are so that I can make the edits in the cart. Is that right?
I think so.
That is my understanding. So either she makes the edits and hits submit, or she tells me what to edit, I edit it and send her a new cart.
Okay, because otherwise, if she does the edits, then she's gonna have to make new arrangements if she adds or deletes something to take advantage of any specials.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Patricia, and then Alicia, and then Michelle.
Okay, so, and I may have heard this wrong, but from my understanding, any piece of jewelry that is not in the book or the catalog on the website, that you would always be able to still get it. Is that correct, or did I misunderstand that?
I think it depends on the availability in the website. And that's where, I mean, we've been driving the Premier bus and things were in stock until the next line came out. And they gave us a heads up on what was going to be discontinued. Park Lane does not. That list is going to come out on Wednesday. I think here's the things that are retiring, which kind of makes business sense, right? If you think about the business side of the house, right? Like don't tell people that, right? So, that's where when you go online and you're gonna, I mean, it's the rabbit trail of just tons and tons and tons of jewelry on there that you're not seeing in the catalog. So.
Okay, yeah, because you know that necklace, I think it's called Briar. It's like the, what is it? It's not a, I keep wanting to say Amanda Scott. What's the look-alike? Can't think of the name, the designer.
Kendra Scott.
There we go, Kendra Scott. That one, I had a customer who wanted it, and I even had the item number, and I tried that way, and I tried typing in the name. This was this weekend, and it was not coming up at all. Just kept saying, unable to find this item. So I was like, okay, that's kind of strange, because I don't know how new that is, but
right.
I had just seen that.
Right. It is going to happen. It is going to happen. All right. In 2 minutes, I'm going to draw for the bracelet. If we still have questions to answer, I'm going to stay on after that. But if anybody else needs to get off. So, Alicia, then Michelle.
So on the website, I want to say that I had seen before, there was a place where it showed when your qualification period starts. What I was understanding, that's the date of your first orders. Like when we had the party that you had done and we got orders under that, it would be that week. So that was on the 10th. That would be the week of the 13th. So would that start on the 6th and then 5 weeks from there, or the 10th?
The 13th is week 1. So count out till you get to 5 Wednesdays.
Okay.
So it's like 4.5 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, Michelle.
So when I was doing my practice cart today and trying to send it to my daughter, it was sending her blank, empty cart. I'd even saved it as, I copied the link, I put it in there, and every time I sent it, it was giving her an empty cart. So maybe you and I can work on this offline, not necessarily here, but yeah, that was frustrating.
Has anybody had that happen? How are you sending it to her?
Facebook Messenger.
That's what I've been doing all mine.
So one of the things I noticed is that when you create your show, an event, the link for your show that you've sent to your client or your sister, for example, then I use that link to get into order to create a shopping cart for her. And then once it's done. So if I just send a shopping cart on the front end, nothing would show up. But if I use that shopping link that I sent the client and click through Facebook Messenger, her message to that link, then that worked easier for me. Does that make a little bit of sense?
It
Might wanna try
does.
it that
So,
way.
Jill, when you posted yours earlier, was yours attached with an actual show?
That is a good question. I am not
Michelle,
sure.
something else you can do, you can go in your tools, like after you save the cart, go in your tools and go to manage my looks and just double check and make sure that when you pull it up that way, that everything's actually in that cart before you send it. So
Yeah,
maybe it's just an issue with it saving.
Yeah, I think you do need to have the party created, and then do the cart under that party.
I think I was able to do one without having a show.
Oh, okay.
I had made one and then I accidentally sent it without being in the show link. So you should still be able to do it as like an individual order with no show attached, but just to double check and make sure it saves properly.
Yeah, because I mean, it gives you the link. And so I was trying to duplicate what Jill had on Facebook earlier that I was questioning about. So I was trying to duplicate that, and that took a while because it kept wanting to argue with me. But I finally got that one right. And then I did the link and it said, I saved it, it copied, and nothing was in it. I'd even, and I did, I named it as practice, whatever, practice cart.
Oh, Michelle, how frustrating. I would say that of everything has been the steepest learning curve. But now that I know what I'm doing, and I haven't had one come.
Hey, Jill.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I just address that, Michelle? This is going to be a real techie answer, but you need to see if you can try and delete your browser's temporary internet files and cookies, because if those things are built up too much, just think of it as an old-fashioned filing cabinet. You have stuffed too much paper in and you can't get that door shut. So you got to delete that junk stuff, and it should help the pages of the website load properly and get those processes in functioning order again.
So that's through the browser?
And if you have questions, you can find me on Facebook and you can private message me. And after the meeting, well, at about 7 tonight, I can walk you through it.
Where are you?
I'm in Spokane, Washington.
Okay, so you're same time zone as me. I'm California.
Okay, yeah. So like I have to go now because I have to get on the line with my hostess and close out her stuff. But
All
give
right,
me a
well, I'm
call
gonna do
in
the
an hour.
drawing. I'm gonna do the drawing.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And since I told everybody they had to be here to win, like only people that were actually on the call at some point were here. So, oh, yes. And I promise. Has anybody not seen one of these yet?
I want one.
It, like, seriously, I opened it and your heart kind of skips. Like, if there's a man in your life that needs to have his wife's or girlfriend's heart skip, like, okay. Anyway.
Jill, I have a real quick question while you're doing that.
Okay.
How long is it going to take for the kit to arrive?
I do not know. So when I signed up back at the beginning of December, it was like a 3-day thing. So, and I have noticed that things, and even like my launch party that I closed that 6th of January, I haven't received my hostess jewelry from that yet. So I think we've overwhelmed them, y'all. Like, I don't think they realized what they were getting in for. But then they kept extending the special. Like, we couldn't, they're like, okay, we're good. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, can you see it's backwards?
Oh, Casey.
Is that Casey? Kelly Chan. She's there. Yay, Kelly Chan. So let me know if you want gold clear or silver clear.
Ooh, I think I want gold clear.
Gold clear. All right. I'm putting that in the mail tomorrow, sister.
Thank
Oh
you.
my goodness, you guys. All right. If you need to jump. If you have more questions, I will stay on here until we're questioned out. So, Elena.
I just had a quick question. Does anybody know if you can duplicate the cards, but like if I created one in one party, can I just copy it? Party? Or do I have to recreate it by like, adding everything?
I've noticed when I change over to a different party, all of my looks are gone. Like it like resets.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe, I don't know. Maybe
I thought they said you could create a look cart and use it over and over again.
Okay.
Oh, Christina.
Once you have your look carts done, remember, go into your back office, and then on the top where it has your information of your sales, look at it. Now has all the carts you've created, whatever person's name. You can click, and there's like an eyeball next to the name. You could click on that eyeball, and then you can look at it, and then you can rename it for the new person.
Oh, cool.
Hit save, and then that will give you a new a new link to it.
Yeah, but the problem is it's gonna be new name and new link, but it's not gonna be under some hostesses party, right? Like I have 2 shows going on.
Right.
Show. And I was trying to basically replicate the same card, like Jill, Carrington and Impression Bracelet and Alexa for all 3 shows. Figure out how to take it out of one show and make my own kind of without being attached to any shows.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't replicate it for the 3rd show by just copying,
I guess I would just take a picture of that one, then go into the new show link, add the stuff real fast, boom.
I know, but I think so if I can save myself some clicks.
I think if once you save it in that show, I think you can go back into the customer view and change it in the upper right corner. And then click on the drop down to change the show. I'm not 100% sure of that. But I think because you're going to be viewing it you're viewing it from customer side, then you go into your side. I think if you go back to customer side, you should be able to change the show it's associated
So when I changed the show, the card was blank. So
okay,
I was
I
trying to work around it, thinking that if I just have a general one from my website, not attached to any show, then in the corner, after when it's open, I can just change shopping for show, choose the show, but then the cart would go blank. Everything would disappear and you're starting from scratch. So,
Kellie.
Have you tried taking your link and instead of sending it to people by themselves, if you're like, hey, listen, this is a really great card I created, and posting it in the event so anybody could click it? Would that be something that would work with? Like if I say, hey, like here's the party link, but then I make another post that says, here's a shopping cart, I put an impression bracelet in, let me know if you like it, and then I can change it. Would that, if you put that link in there, and if you're like, hey, everybody, you've got a bunch, did you change
that's
it?
exactly what I was trying to do today. I was trying to create 5 different links, 5 different cards, for silver, gold, 2 rose gold loops, and 1 mixed metals.
Right.
I have 3 parties open.
Oh.
It's really nice if I could just take that card, 5 cards are created in 1 party, and then just basically replicate it for another party. And people, when they click on it, they would be shopping under that hostess, as opposed to just, the previous hostess or my general website.
Yeah, so you're not like sending it to me personally. You were trying to put it on your actual page. Okay.
That's what I was doing. I was putting it in their Facebook groups.
That should work. That's strange.
So I guess I'll keep on trying.
Okay, so has anybody tried to, I think I've seen posts in the stylist community, the Park Lane stylist community. Actually, I would start Team Sparkle. Elena, put that question in Team Sparkle. I bet there's some girls that have figured that out.
Somebody has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Yeah.
Jen's Team Sparkle?
Yeah, put it in Jen's Team Sparkle. Yep. Shelly and then Kim.
Okay, I'm going back to basics again. In the beginning, how do I use these?
That when you are entering the hostess, so that piece of paper means nothing. Remember,
Okay.
I don't remember when we had the $50 gift cards for Premier Bonuses. It's just a visual. So when you actually enter the show, you're going to click the button of how many fast 50s she's going to get. Up to 2, unless there's some other kind of special going on.
But like this came with my kit.
Right.
So this is not
Like a-
worth
To show. Right.
Oh, it's just for show. Okay.
Just for show. Yeah.
That was
She's like,
easy.
how do I redeem these?
I know. I was like, what do I do with this thing?
I'm on a fast 50. I love it.
Thank
I
you.
love it. Sure. Kim.
I have 2 questions. Every week we get those emails that show backlist items. Are we supposed to take every week's and combine them, that those are all, or just go with the current one?
There is on the website a list.
I know on the
of-
website, but I'm just wondering if that we get every week, that's just been those are just additions too?
They look like recent additions too, because when you look at
Okay.
the retired list online, it's ginormous.
So we need to assume those are additions to what's already been.
I think so.
Okay. The other question I have, how do we know if we've qualified?
Right?
Because my numbers show I have, but I have nothing. So I'm just anxious because I worked really hard to try and get the number.
Does anybody know how to tell if you yourself have qualified?
Isn't that on the that one page where you can see?
It's on your detailed report.
No, well, but I've looked there and it doesn't, if I look at one number, it only goes through, hold on, because trust me, I look like every hour. If I look on the first 5 weeks, it only shows numbers through the first 4 weeks. But if I go down further to monthly personal sales, it shows my numbers are above, but nowhere does it say Q anywhere.
Yeah, mine, I have that too, but I'm assuming I'm qualified because I have over 1,000.
Okay, well, I'm assuming too, but I kind of want the Q. I want
Are you supposed to have the Q?
I want to know for sure. I worked so hard to get there. So, okay, I was just curious if anybody knew how we would know.
You talking about qualified because you got the $1,000 or qualified for something else?
In the first 5 weeks.
1,000.
When you qualify for your 1,000 in the first 5 weeks.
Okay, so if you did 1,000 in 5 weeks or 2 weeks, if you go to the dashboard on the awards, it says your current commission month, at least it'll say like level 1, and it'll tell you how much completed. If you're over 100%, like mine says 131, you're over 100%, at least you've qualified for at least that 1,000. You
go to awards, is that a recognition?
No, we're talking about the initial
level 1 complete.
I'm talking about the very first 5 weeks.
It's almost
your
the
very
same.
first Order. You're
Right.
saying go
It's
into
the initial call.
Yeah, you're saying go into recognitions?
It's just the dashboard on the right-hand side. When you
Right, I know.
So
that on the right-hand side, it says awards. It says level 1, level 2, level 3. So it'll almost tell you how many levels. So if you've got,
not rich
even if
rewards.
you're not doing 250 of the, even though you're not doing the $1,000 of the.
Wait,
let's
go to the
So here,
if you just want to make sure that you've done $1,000 for the, I would imagine, because it has your grand total on that dashboard too.
Right. So the awards in the bottom right, if you just go to that dashboard front page, that's for the current month's Rich Reward Club. But Kim had orders back from December. So if I go and I scroll to the bottom of that page, so I went to my dashboard, looked at the very bottom of the page, it's going to give you all of your personal net and non for January and December. So I know you're looking for the big Q, which as much of a deal as they make about it, it should like show up.
Yeah, don't you think? It should be like a congratulations, here's your Q. Okay, I'll just assume I made it. But I keep looking on Jen's Keller's thing too. Where's my name?
Right.
It's
That,
not
I
there
think
yet.
on every Wednesday is when we get that next week's report that we're going to see people.
Okay, so we just have to assume that our numbers are correct and that we qualified. Okay.
Yeah.
Aren't we supposed to get something if we qualify?
I
Okay,
wouldn't
thank you.
assume anything, Kim. I would call.
I'll just wait. I'll be, God wants me to be patient, but I'm, like I said, I check every 2 hours, but yeah, okay.
I'm looking at like reports, detailed report, and you can actually see first 5 weeks and sales each week.
Yeah, I have the monthly personal sales for commission date, and those two, they add up. But like I said, I haven't received an email. I haven't received anything. And I just, again, used to where it says, congratulations, you. And it's not happening. So I'm,
you know, that would be a great, because I didn't receive an email that I qualified. That would just be, I'm going to share that with J-Bo. Like, she's like, tell us, like, what are things that we could do better? You should get an email. Congratulations.
I mean, that to me is huge. Okay. That's huge. And I don't know if anybody's like me, but I print things out and save them.
Well, job well
But
done,
you qualify. You technically, that $1,000 doesn't qualify for yourself. It qualifies for your upline. So your upline probably gets an email saying, "Oh my God, your person qualified and did their 1,000 in the first 5 weeks." Because remember, you don't get anything out of it.
I want the email. I worked hard to get it.
And I didn't get an email, so
yeah,
we should be getting emails too.
Okay, just my weirdness.
No,
Thank
it's
you.
not
No,
your weirdness, honey. We worked really
Well,
hard
that's
for that.
actually my question too, because I'm sitting in the same boat. Like I was like $38 away and I was freaking out. And then I didn't get anything either. So I was like, what happened? So it's not just you. I was sad too.
And if we qualify by February, so joining during this time period at Premier Gal, either qualifying in your first 5 weeks or at the latest by February 10th, they're going to give us an impression tennis bracelet as a congratulations.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and
That's
that
just a
qualification
special-
is just getting that $1,000 within 5 weeks of NNN, right?
Right. Your net and your
first 5 weeks.
Okay. Okay.
And they make a
Hey,
really
I
big
didn't
deal
get no
out of it, so you think
email
they
either
do
for
something.
qualifying. What's up?
Jill, real fast on Zoom. I have a show on Friday night at 7, so I may not be at your Zoom afterwards.
Okay, that's
I'll try.
You get your show on, girl. You get your show on.
I have to.
That's right. That's right.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I'll tell you guys. So I did a launch party for Evelyn Mendez this weekend on Saturday, and we did a Zoom launch party. It was so fun. It was so fun to sit and connect. And I had each of the gals go around the room. Like, how do you know Ev? What kind of jewelry do you like? Like, it was just this, it felt like being in a living room again. Like, I don't know, if your hostess will let you do a Zoom party versus a Facebook party, this is how relationships are built, like right here. Now, you have to moderate this, right? And be willing to hit the mute all button pretty quick. But and then I shifted over and showed the jewelry on my phone camera. So that is the very first party I ever did way back in December, my soft launch, because it's just the camera on my laptop. Oh, look how pretty. Like, it's just, I mean, even this thing doesn't even look pretty. You know, it's so versus the camera on our phones. But I was able to do that pretty seamless. I just logged out of my laptop and logged right back in on my phone and had it up and ready to go. And I don't know. Kathy was there. What did you think, Kathy? You've been on enough Facebook Live parties.
Yeah, I really liked it. I think I'm gonna opt for the Zoom method as often as possible. I really want to build and continue to forge relationships, and I think that Zoom will will help that. That's what I'm in it for, is just refreshing relationships, because this last year has been tough. So I think your guys' Zoom party was really good, and it reinforced what I want, how I want to go about it. So, but I did really like your PowerPoint presentation that you put together.
Oh,
so
I can share that with
sharing?
you. I would love to share. So my theory is we remember way more of what we see than what we hear. So I just put all of the customer perks on a slide, and then I put all the hostess perks on a slide, and all the stylist perks on a slide.
Well, I mean, I can totally do that myself too, but I don't like reinventing the wheel, and what you did was really nice. So, and I'm
We're
going to
just
start.
holding it at the camera. We were just
No,
holding
I just did a share screen.
Oh, okay.
I just did a share screen on my
Yeah, I really liked it. I liked how you went around and gave everybody an opportunity to you know, love on Ev a little bit, and I'm gonna do that.
So I think, so my first party, this first one that I hosted for myself, I had, hey, let's do a Zoom party. Jill, my friends are Zoomed out. So know that that could be her response. My friends are Zoomed out, you know, everybody is on Zoom right now, but just kind of giving her the, hey, you know, back in, you know, do you want a sandals and salsa or a Java and jewels? You know, we would give them options. And so whatever your hostess is more.
So I really liked it, and it gave me the flexibility that I needed to have for that particular day, because I was also doing a sale.
Perfect. I love it. Martha, then Karen.
So Jill?
Yes.
When you said that you switched to your phone, but was it also Zoom on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Martha.
Okay. About the Zoom, about the launch party, is it like in Premiere where the person that brought you in does the launch and you kind of learn by watching how they do it?
Yes, my daughter Martha. So I have left it. I mean, a lot of accomplished, capable gals. I've done a couple Facebook Lives and mega shows and let people jump in on that for their launch. But to definitely chat, I've had a bunch of gals do their own launch parties. You know what y'all are doing, and I love y'all. But I think I ended this thing with 44 first levels. Thank you, Jesus. But you know, to try to fit 44 launch parties would have been. Thank you, but we'll definitely talk.
Okay.
Karen.
So are you all, when you're doing a Zoom for the actual party, are you doing a Facebook group to build those pre and forwards and after posts? So there's a group and a Zoom for an event part of it, or are you just sending everyone to your VIP group?
So for mine, I made an event, and then I did all of the posts in the event. But I also had my VIP group where I invited them to go over to the event. So I was kind of doing both. And then when I did Zoom, I shared the link on both, but it was more of the people that I invited to the event that came.
Got it. Okay.
It was both. And then when you go on Zoom, I don't know if you guys know, but you can actually go to Facebook Live from Zoom. What? So there's something on the very bottom where you can go to Facebook Live. I don't know if it's in this one. I don't know if I'm controlling it.
Like do both.
I don't think I can control it because I'm not the host, but I think you could go to Facebook Live instead of recording it, how Jill's recording it. There's an option to go to Facebook Live from that.
Wow.
And thank you, Jill. My party was so super awesome, and I got 8 wish lists so far. Wow. 2 orders in already that are over. I'm already over $500, and I only have 2 of the orders in submitted. So I'm so excited. Yay.
Awesome. You know, I wonder if that you have to have like a pro level or something, Evelyn. I just have the super basic $15 a month Zoom, because the only option it gives me is to pause recording, stop recording, or start recording. So maybe we can chat through that.
I'll do some research.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
A Zoom tutorial.
Well, we're doing little bits here. We learned how to raise our hands, although I didn't, because I don't have an option. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, I'm so excited to see so many of you. Hey, would y'all be down for doing this? So not to add extra stress to your life, but one of the things Jennifer Bond had talked, she talked with me about like making this our rally experience and like, hey, wear a fun hat to our after party. Wear, you know, and those of you who don't know, but the Ross team would always do cheetah on our first day of rally. So you could just put the roar earrings on.
I don't have my kit yet.
It's okay. It's okay. Put so I'm gonna tell the Jill's Team Sparkle we're wearing cheetah on our first day of rally. So
okay.
If you want to die, you know. Wear your cheetah.
What about Thursday and Friday?
Well, what do you guys want to do for Thursday and Friday? Should we do hat day? I think hats would be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, but with Sunday, I need to wear them somewhere.
Can it be a headband?
Sure, whatever you want to wear on your head, Kim.
I don't crazy,
crazy bun day.
Scarf day. It could be a scarf.
I could do a crazy headband. I have lots of them.
I love that. All right, what should we do for Friday?
What did we decide for Thursday?
Is hat day.
Earrings.
Wednesday?
Something big earrings. The biggest earrings that you can find.
I love that.
Does it have to be Park Lane?
No.
Any big earring.
Like Did Margaret. You check out Margaret's? She's got the biggest ones we got.
Mm-hmm.
Those are ours.
This is the Coco. Are they driving you crazy, Margaret? No? I love it. All right, Wednesday's cheetah. Thursday, you guys are my diehards. Thursday is hats. Friday. Or your lives are so boring you have nothing else to do. I don't know. I
you know
love
what
you guys.
did today, Jill? I made a face mask after the bag that the pajama pants come in. I made a face mask.
Oh,
hold on. It's right here.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Isn't that fun?
Oh, you're gonna inspire me. Oh, because I can't throw the bag away. It's just too cute. But what am I ever gonna do with it?
Yeah, I made a face mask. Isn't that fun?
That is fun. I love that. Oh my gosh.
It's very fun.
Well, I love hanging out with you guys. Was tonight fun?
Yes.
I know, even though you didn't win. Do you see how Kellie won and then she busted out of here? Did you see all that?
No.
Yes.
I wanted to win.
I know. We're going to do lots more. Like literally, I've been like stocking up, girls.
I have a wheel to hang out and be the last one to leave.
But you know what? I feel so weird wearing all that stuff because I'm a pauper. I'm not, if that's the right word. I'm not this rich person from Hollywood. So putting on that kind of bling, it's like, oh God, they're gonna ask me where I got it from.
Here's what I found with that bracelet. If you wear it by itself, it's like super dressy. But if you make it part of your arm party, you can like, I wore it to Walmart.
But I shop the Dollar Tree, so.
Has anyone seen the Northern Lights one? What is it? Like an Aurora Borealis colors? What's the stone in the is it, I think it's called Northern Lights. It's an impressions bracelet.
Northern Lights is one of the other impressions bracelets.
But I haven't seen the coloring of it. So is it just the different stone? Is like an Aurora, anyone?
It looks like a northern, it looks like an Aurora type of thing because it's got that purpley look to it and opaqueness.
Got it. Okay.
Could you just have imagined all the Premier girls in their jewelry boutique at their convention? Like you'd have been like, every piece is new to us. Like it's not like we needed a new line 3 weeks later, right? Could you even imagine all of us together at a convention?
That would be so fun.
Oh, I can't even. We're gonna be walking down the hall and like, I know you.
So where is their convention normally held, or does it change? Like their corporate offices in Chicago. So are we always going north in February or east, as my case might be, or January?
I thought it was in 2 locations. I thought they had 2 a year.
Well, that's their trips.
That's for trip.
But
Yeah,
what about
that's-
their training?
I think they still do 2 trainings a year as well.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
too.
I'm not.
So
I was just
because
curious.
the international, do they have like separate conventions in Australia and all other countries? They do?
It sounds like it, yeah.
Well, but Jabo
Oh, we
on
need to
her
go. We need to go.
on her Prepare Sparkle Week
We would like to attend
stuff,
Australian convention.
she had comments from Australia and Germany and everything on her Prepare. So those must be part of an American team, but living in another country.
No. So they're it's the franchise in that country.
Got
the
it,
gals.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna go. So it was
All
really
right,
nice
kids.
chatting with you.
I gotta
ladies.
go too. Love you, girls. Thank you so much. That was so fun. Bye.
Where's my leave button? There